OnePlus has long been the champion of value for money. From the original OnePlus One and with the mantra of never settle, the company has offered phones that approach flagship specs at a much lower price than the competition. The latest OnePlus phone is the OnePlus 8, and it's one of the most expensive OnePlus phones ever. But other companies are getting hip to the so-called premium mid-range market. Samsung launched the original Galaxy S20 back in February, but recently, 7 months later, it added another S20 to its lineup, the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. The new device offers specs that are close to the standard S20, but it comes at only $700. That's the same price as the OnePlus 8, although at the time of this writing, the OnePlus 8 was available at a discount for $600, likely because of the impending release of the OnePlus 8T. Does Samsung take out the budget phone champion? I've used both phones and put them head to head to find out. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support my work and I would appreciate that support. Perhaps one of the biggest differences between these phones is their design, and they're both good looking phones. They both offer an edge-to-edge display with a hole punch cutout for the front-facing camera. However, the camera on the Galaxy is in the center, while on the OnePlus device it's on the top left. I don't mind either of the positions, and while some prefer a pop-up camera, you'll definitely get used to the camera cutout. Another major difference is the fact that the OnePlus 8 offers curved edges. I quite like the look of curved edges, however some disagree, and I still found myself accidentally pressing the software at times with my palm. The Galaxy S20 FE has a flat display. Then there's the back. The Galaxy S20 FE keeps the rectangular camera bump found on all modern Galaxy phones, and it's on the top left on the back. Thankfully, it's not overly thick, but it is still thick enough to make for a little wobble on the desk. The OnePlus's camera array is vertically aligned in the center of the back of the phone, and it also introduces some wobble on the desk. In the hand, both phones feel good, however the OnePlus device does feel a little more premium. That's because of the fact that while the Galaxy device adopts the Galaxy Note 20's so-called glass stick, the OnePlus 8 actually has a glass back. I don't mind the plastic back on the Galaxy S20 FE, considering it feels soft to the touch and makes for a relatively lightweight device, but the OnePlus 8 still feels better. The displays on the two phones are pretty similar too. The Galaxy S20 FE has a 6.5-inch display, while the OnePlus 8 has a 6.55-inch display, and they're both OLED displays with a 1080p resolution. But there is one major difference. The fact that while the OnePlus 8 has an awesome 90Hz refresh rate, the Galaxy S20 FE steps things up to an even better 120Hz. Now, the difference between 60Hz and 90Hz is more noticeable than the difference between 90Hz and 120Hz, but the fact remains that the Galaxy feels incredibly smooth and responsive, thanks to that high refresh rate. That said, the OnePlus 8 does seem to get a little bit brighter, though they can both get bright enough for most use. One of the best things about these premium mid-range phones is that they still offer excellent performance. Both the OnePlus 8 and the Galaxy S20 FE offer the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 processor, coupled with either 8GB or 12GB of RAM in the OnePlus 8, or either 6GB or 8GB in the Galaxy S20 FE. Despite the difference in RAM, both of these phones perform excellently, and they'll be able to handle everything the majority of users can throw at them. That includes mobile gaming, heavy multitasking, and so on. Benchmark results confirm this. While my 6GB Galaxy S20 FE model didn't quite reach my 12GB OnePlus 8, it only performed a little worse, and most won't notice a difference at all. That's true of the battery life too. The OnePlus 8 has a 4300 mAh battery, while the Galaxy S20 FE has a 4500 mAh battery, which is good for the high refresh rate display. The result is that while neither batteries are incredible, they should both get you through even a day of heavier use. In my battery test, which involves streaming a YouTube video at full brightness for 3 hours, the OnePlus 8 ended the test with 76%, while the Galaxy S20 FE ended with 77%. They're very similar, but there is still a difference in the power usage of these phones. That's largely because of the fact that the Galaxy S20 FE supports wireless charging, while the standard OnePlus 8 does not. Thankfully, they both have fast charging tech, but as someone who has wireless chargers dotted around the house, having wireless charging is a very helpful feature. Both the Galaxy S20 FE and the OnePlus 8 have triple lens cameras. However, while the Galaxy S20 FE has a telephoto lens, the OnePlus 8 replaces it with a macro lens. I prefer a telephoto to a macro lens, and as a result of the sensor, I think the Galaxy S20's camera is a little more versatile. The Galaxy S20 FE has a 12 megapixel main sensor, an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and a 12 megapixel ultrawide. The OnePlus 8, on the other hand, has a 48 megapixel wide angle lens with a 16 megapixel ultrawide and a 2 megapixel macro lens. cameras. Generally, images look more natural and more colourful on the Galaxy S20 FE. Colours on the OnePlus 8 are brighter, which some might prefer, but if you want a better camera experience, you'll want to go for the Galaxy phone. The same is true in low light photos, and while neither of the two reaches the heights of the Pixel, the Galaxy delivered slightly more detailed photos. The front-facing camera on the Galaxy S20 sits in at 32 megapixels, while that on the OnePlus 8 selfie cam is 16 megapixels. Again, the Galaxy phone delivered more natural photos with deeper colours. Another major difference between these two phones is their software experience, although as OnePlus continues to try and differentiate itself from the competition, that may change. Samsung has a history of shipping bloatware with its phones, but One UI 2.5 on the Galaxy S20 FE isn't all that bad. During setup, you can thankfully select many of the apps you want pre-installed, and while no matter what, you will still probably end up with a few apps that you don't want, it's not a huge issue here. That said, the OnePlus 8 still offers a cleaner experience overall. OnePlus's Oxygen OS is relatively close to stock Android, and it's easy to navigate and well designed. Samsung's One UI, however, offers more customization, and that may be important to some. This video isn't about comparing One UI and Oxygen OS, but if you're looking for a comparison of the operating systems, check out the link in the description. The two phones have some special features too. They both have an in-display fingerprint sensor, and that sensor works fine on both of them. They also both support 5G. Now, it's not really worth buying a phone just for its 5G support just yet, but the fact that they both support next-gen networks is a nice added bonus. So which phone should you buy? These are both great devices, but the Galaxy S20 FE does seem to inch ahead. At the time of this writing, the OnePlus 8T wasn't available yet, so it's possible that the new device is a better option. But if you're deciding between the standard OnePlus 8 and the Galaxy S20 FE, the Galaxy device is the way to go. That's thanks to the fact that it has a slightly better display and wireless charging support, plus it has a better camera. You can buy both of these phones using the links in the description. Again, please hit the like button and subscribe if the video was helpful to you. My name is Christian, and I'll see you next time. See ya.